All right. Hello, everybody. Let's just verify that we are live. We are live. So let's begin. This is TradeBlade's coin flip challenge. What we do is we try to prove that you can make money with TradeBlade, whether you have an edge or not. This is borne out by the math. This is all mathematically calculated here. This is um, your expected value. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And today, well, let's just go over the current results. So day 17 results, we're going to remove the 320 eval fee. We started with 2K and we got to a payout with a coin flip. We actually have tried 3 evals. We've failed one. We've passed two. And of the two we passed, one we have gotten a payout on. We're currently in the bonus round. So these are the eval fees. These are going to be recovered later. I do recommend that you never use your investment account to pay your eval fees and your setup fees for your funded accounts until later, until you have more capital, because we're trying to grow a small account quickly. This is one way we can help do it. So, I mean, it's up to you how you want to run your trading business, but I recommend seeding it for a while until it's at enough of a size where um, it still grows no matter what. You know what? I mean, do what you want to do, but my recommendation is up until about, I don't know, $10,000. Go ahead and pay your eval fees and your funded fees out of a separate account if you can afford to do that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and set up the coin flip challenge right now. What we're going to be using is TradeBlade. TradeBlade is a marvelous trading tool.
Welcome to TradeBlade.
We're going to create what we call a pair card. The pair card is essentially a NQ MNQ pair. That's what we trade. You can trade other pairs, ES, MES, YM, MYM, etc. We always trade NQ. We don't always trade NQ, but most of the time we trade NQ because we want a quick resolution. Okay. So for our primary account, we're selecting, and we have two accounts. We have our prop account and we have our live cash account. The prop account we bought for like $40 from Apex. We're going to use a simulated prop account for this test, and there's a live. And some might say, well, why don't you? If you don't trust it, why don't you? If you trusted it, why don't you use your own accounts? Well, because it mathematically doesn't matter. That's why. So I mean, again, do what you want to do, but for me, um, I even flip coins in my own trading. To be honest with you, I flipped a coin twice yesterday because it doesn't really matter. You can't predict the direction or the next move of any price action. You can't detect. You can't. It's impossible. Anyway, I don't want to get on a rant, but price is totally random. We're going to use 4 hedge contracts for this. When we're in the bonus round, we always use 4. We're going to do a $300 profit target, $1,000 stop loss. And we're going to confirm and deploy. Make sure that your sim prop is on your primary, your sim live is on your hedge. So your prop account is on your primary, Your hedge is on you. If you don't double check this once in a while, you're going to mess this up for some reason and it's going to be wrong. So just check it. That's all I'm saying.
Pairing card armed.
Pairing card is armed. Let's go ahead and flip a coin. So we flip a coin like this. If it's a 1, we'd go long. If it's a 2, we go short. All right, so we're going long.
Hedge short filled on MNQ. Prop long filled on NQ. Fully hedged.
All right, cool. So we're in. Let's find out even if this is something that we should have done. Where do I think price is going? I think it's going immediately going down. So, but what's interesting is you can't tell. You don't know. This could very well hit this this spot here, but we have 15 minutes until resolution. Hopefully this thing resolves by then. Usually I trade the this coin flip challenge at about 7 in the morning every day, but I just was I had a really great trading day yesterday. I won't go into it, but I was just like I'm done. You know, I've won for today. I'm done. So so we're gonna just we'll figure out what this does. Hopefully this works right away. But let me take this time to tell you a little bit about TradeBlade. Okay, so I was a trader just like you, trying to find capital and getting on this hamster wheel of prop firms where you get your payouts, you start making some money, and you give it all back, or it might take you months, maybe years before you even get a payout. And I was just on I was on this rat race, and I finally discovered and I finally figured out two things. One, if you're really going to solve a problem for real, you have to define it accurately. And nobody is going to define the markets and say that you can predict the future. Nobody is going to say that. They're going to say something like, "Oh, it's a probabilities game. There's a 60% chance that you'll win. There's still a 40% chance that you will lose." So there's always some way to kind of wiggle out of any kind of accountability for what you're saying about trading because most of it or all of it's totally unproven. But to me, the biggest problem with solving the market is most people won't admit that price is random. It's 100% random. Now, okay, there I just said 100%. And nothing is 100%. And if I were to say it's 100% random, then that would fly in the face of the many traders who've had a decade or more of experience that all of them, um, they make money. They make money. So you can't say it's essentially random. I mean, you can't say it's 100% random. So what I say is it's essentially random. What does that mean? Let's take that seriously. What that means is most of the time, price is not predictable. There are some occurrences. For example, you have a big push up here, you've got green candles, and then, you know, it's slowing down to the upside. This is a very common occurrence. Okay. It doesn't happen 100%, but these big moves into a red candle, these red candles tend to continue. Okay. Same with the red into green. One, two, three, four, five, six. And then you have a green candle in here. Boom, 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 boom. They're back up. But here's one where it didn't quite work out as well, right? So if you had entered right here, you probably get stopped out going short, right? So you have this big run up and then this sort of fake out to the downside catches all of us, including me, in a short and then stops you out up here. So this is why these patterns are unreliable. And I would never want to trade them this way. But what I've done with creating TradeBlade is made it possible for you to use prop firms and their payout difference between how much it costs for an eval and a funded challenge once you get your funded account. So combine those costs versus the payout itself of 1,500 or 2,000 or whatever it is. I think right now Apex's first payout is 1,500. So there's a massive there is a $1,500 win there for essentially $170 if you combine the um, the eval fee and the funded fee. So 45 plus 130, you're looking at 175. So for $175, you've got a chance to make 1,500, but that chance is relatively small. And so what I noticed is the big money is in your own failure. That's where the real money is. This is the probability. This is at a 60% chance of failure. So a 40% chance of getting a funded challenge, of passing your eval. 40%. Okay, that's a very, very generous pass rate. And even with that pass rate, all the real money is right here in the failed eval. It occurs the most, it happens the fastest. And if we take a counter trade, 1/10 the size, 1/10. So we're trading NQ, for example. MNQ is 1/10 the size. So if we take one MNQ contract on the other side of this trade and lose, we make money. Do we make 170? No, we make more than that. This right now is based on some stuff I was experimenting with earlier. So your eval cost is 45 right now and 130 on the funded challenge. So make 152 on average. 152 in 2 days. Scenario 2 is you pass the eval, but you fail the funded. You're going to lose, you're going to give back some of the money. Okay. But it only occurs half the time as your funded, as your failed eval, sorry. So you fail the eval twice as often as you pass it. And then you do have this third scenario down here where you do reach the payout. So you have a recovery path here. This does recover some money, although you end up net negative. Okay, but don't worry about this because this is really what you want to worry about is the weighted EV. That's how much these really affect the overall expected value. This is the overall expected value. That's a positive expected value. I bet you have never, ever seen any strategy, not one, that offers you math, correct math, that gives you a positive expected value. This is net of fees. This is net of commissions. It's just not net of fills. I can't simulate fills properly enough to account for it, except maybe giving it a blanket. Okay, let's give back 3. Let's handicap each round trip trade by costing us 2 ticks in and 2 ticks out. I could do something like that. but it's $135, and you might say, well, yeah, but that's not much money. It is actually, because the minimum amount of money you need to run this is $1,600. I recommend 2K. Okay, but for $1,600, that's almost 10%. This only takes a few days to resolve. This is the worst. This takes up to 5 weeks. This is 3 weeks to get through this, and then another probably couple weeks to wait for the payout. But still, this is a 5 week thing right here, and we are we are resolving this with a positive expected value, no matter what. Let that sink in. You win no matter what. Now, do you actually win no matter? Let's qualify that, because you can make mistakes. I made a mistake just yesterday. I don't know what I did or how I did it, but I was tired. I was creating a pair card here. I put the actual my actual real live account on this prop account. Now I'm starting out with a $2,000 account. It's at 6 now. But at 2K, I can't trade these prop accounts with full NQ contracts. I mean, I'll lose the account. I got lucky and it went in my direction, in my favor. Ended up 2K out of it. That's why it's at 6. It should be at 4. But I've already doubled the account, and then by accident tripled the account. And I'd like to see you do that. I'd like to see you without a fear of losing all the money back, without any risk or fear of losing all the money back. I'd like to see you double an account. It's not easy, and keep it. Every one of you can probably double the account given enough tries, but your chances of keeping that money are slim to none. This is the only way to keep the money. So when we look at $152, we're winning here, 135 total EV on a $1,600 to $2,000 account. I mean, this is how you make real money. Small percentage gains over time, 10%, 10%, 10%, until you're doubled within 4 months. Mathematically, this is supposed to double within 4 months. Now, there is a standard deviation of around $500. So your results will vary between 0 and 1,000, hovering somewhere around 500. It's so the the median is 500 a month for a 2K account, and the median is 500 for the 2K account. That means you're doubling the account every 4 months, but there's a 500, about 537 standard deviation. So the data set does have months that come back at 0, and some that come back at, up 1,000 or more. I did my best to model this based on, you know, whatever I could essentially tackle mathematically. I did keep out the fills, because sometimes the fills are great. You know, there's you can take off some of the fills and take off some of this money, but this is still profitable no matter what. Um, I don't know. I think I lost my thought by trying to move ahead too quickly, but so that's where we're at right now. We're trying to hopefully get resolved here. And this is an issue, and I'll let this resolve overnight. It won't matter to me. This is not real. These are not real accounts. But this is why we don't start trading late in the day when we want a resolution, because now we're at risk of not resolving. So let's see if this pushes up into a resolution here in the next 1 minute. And this is what we want to happen. We want this blue line to be crossed right here.
Profit target on NQ. Stop loss on MNQ. Pair resolved.
So let's talk about what just happened. So we had a profit target on our prop account. So now we've won twice. We need 3 more $300 wins. Our live hedge account did lose $135. Okay. But what ends up happening is if we do get to the profit, to the payout one more time, which we need $1,500 to do that, we're at 600 of the 1,500 now. But once we reach that 1,500, we get the payout. We recover this money, and we take whatever is left. And whatever is left, this money is going to equate to about $600. And the payout is going to equate out to 1,500 once we reach it. So that means we're up about $900 on the second payout. So we're on the second payout. I call it the bonus round because we win no matter what. If you would like to know more, go to TradeBladeHQ.com. If you'd like to send me an email, support@TradeBladeHQ.com. Good luck on your trading. Thank you so much. We are in the coin flip challenge. We have got 2 trades towards our second payout, all with a coin flip. There you go. So far, so good. Take care, everybody. I wish you the best of luck in your trading today and tomorrow, and we'll